Yo, what's up, guys? Steady Striker here, and Jon Jones has been calling out Alex Pereira to fight in the light heavyweight division. He's been like building up this fight, and Jon Jones, he like the right opponent for him. It should be Tom Aspinall, right? But he said no. I want to fight Stipe Miocic, and fair enough. That fight was booked before Tom Aspinall was even in the title picture. That fight was supposed to happen at UFC 295. It didn't happen. Tom Aspinall fights Sergey Pavlovich on short notice, and he becomes the number one contender, right? And after that fight, after UFC 295, I was like, you know what? Jon Jones, if he wants to fight Stipe Miocic, there's nothing wrong with that because he was already booked to fight him. He already had a training camp, and he got injured, so it makes sense to rebook it. And you know what? If that's Jon Jones' last fight, I don't mind him fighting Stipe Miocic, and that's why I was like kind of defending Jon Jones, because I thought that, okay, it's probably gonna be his last fight. You know, if that's the case and he doesn't really need to fight Tom Aspinall, it'd be better to fight a legend like Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight of all time, right? That makes sense. But you know, there's narrative that Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall, and I didn't really like agree with it that much before, but you know, now I'm not saying I agree with it, but I can definitely see where people are coming from that, because if Stipe Miocic is not gonna be your last fight, then you should definitely like fight the number one contender in Tom Aspinall. Like if you beat Stipe, that's the only fight that makes sense. Like Alex Pereira, he's probably gonna fight Magomed Ankalaev, but at the end of the year, and then before that, he's probably gonna fight Yuri Prohaska because Magomed doesn't want to fight unless it's in Abu Dhabi, which makes no sense because he's a challenger and Alex Pereira is a champion. So he shouldn't be fighting on his own terms. He should be fighting on the champion's terms. But that's another discussion for another day. But yeah, Pereira, he's got some contenders in the light heavyweight division, and there's potentially Khalil Rountree if he beats Jamal Hill. So he's still got his weight class. And Jon Jones, yeah, like the only person you should be fighting after Stipe Miocic is Tom Aspinall. Like he is a way harder fight than Alex Pereira, because he's got good speed for a heavyweight. He's got good power too, and his grappling ability is like really, really good. It's like nowhere near the level of a guy like Cyril Gane. Like he's so much better on the ground. His jiu-jitsu is just incredible, and that's where it can get dangerous, because Jon Jones looked really slow against Cyril Gane in his heavyweight debut. And when you're up against a guy like Tom Aspinall, who's probably gonna be faster, who's gonna have like powerful leg kicks, he's gonna have the advantage in the boxing. He's like the same height as you and like similar reach, or maybe like a slightly smaller reach, but still pretty close. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough fight for Jon Jones all around. Whereas Alex Pereira, the game plan from the whole time, it's been, take this guy down. Obviously, he's been getting better. It's just that it hasn't been tested as much. Jan Blachowicz did test it, but he kind of slowed down after a while. Then Yuri Prohaska tested it too, but he kind of went away from it when he was starting to have a bit of success on the feet, and Jamal Hill just didn't have enough time to implement that game plan if he was ever even going to do it. But yeah, Jon Jones, he's levels ahead of Alex Pereira on the ground. He has a massive advantage, and Pereira's going to be like going out to the heavyweight division. So he might be slower too, but apparently according to DC, like this guy is very, very strong. He looks like that type of guy. And although he is strong, I feel like Jon Jones would still find ways to just like out grapple him. And Alex Pereira walks around like 236 pounds or something like that, so he might get up to like 250 pounds. And at this point, Jon Jones has been a heavyweight for some time, so I feel like he's gonna be around like 260 the next time he fights. But yeah, it's just like it's just very odd that he's even talking about like fighting Pereira, because the Tom Aspinall fight, like I feel like in my opinion it's more interesting because it's a more competitive fight, at least on paper. Obviously Pereira, you know, the fight starts on the feet, so he's gonna have the advantage. Like like he's got some great tools to deal for a guy like Jon Jones, or he's got great leg kicks, and we've seen in the past Jon Jones didn't deal with too well with leg kicks. In fact, he didn't even defend them against a guy like Thiago Santos. I mean, he was just able to just like eat it and like tough his way through it. And yeah, that was good. But yeah, Pereira, he's also got like great boxing too. He's just solid, but like it just feels weird. And to be honest, I feel like Jon Jones is kind of like overlooking Stipe Miocic. Like, I know Stipe is like 42. He was walking around with a cane and everything, but the guy is still like a heavyweight. To be honest, he's not an easy stylistic matchup for Jon Jones, because Stipe, he's the same height as Jon Jones. He's got good boxing. He's, quite fast, and he's got good wrestling and good wrestling defense as well. And he knows that Jon Jones is gonna be like, he knows what Jon Jones is gonna do. He's not gonna be like as easy to take down as Ciryl. I don't think the Stipe fight is gonna be an easy fight for Jon Jones, to be honest. I think that he should fight Stipe and then retire. But yeah, like Stipe, he might actually be getting like slept on, and this all goes out the window. Like, imagine if he actually like knocks out Jon Jones. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I just feel like Jon Jones, if he's gonna stick around, the only person he should be fighting is Tom Aspinall, the Alex Pereira fight. I mean, yeah, it's a big money fight, but if you're gonna do that, like, it's like, we know you're gonna win. It's not gonna be competitive. It's like, like, if you're gonna stick around, in my opinion, just fight Tom Aspinall. But it's his career. He's the greatest of all time. But yeah, just don't be underestimated Stipe Miocic. Like, slow down with all these other guys. Just focus on Stipe.